All right, good morning, everyone. This is Ryan Ellis with the National Weather Service in Raleigh, and this is the weekly impact weather briefing for Central North Carolina, covering the period Monday through Sunday, February 11th through the 17th, 2019. A little bit of a roller coaster this week as far as the weather is concerned. As far as the general pattern, we currently have a kind of a stationary front off the coast right now, and that is causing some of the rain and stuff that you're seeing overhead as we have high pressure to the north up over Canada. This kind of builds into the area, giving us some of that cold air damming that is known for some of these gray skies and light precipitation events that we tend to get. And so you can expect that, today and tomorrow. Before we get back to the west here, you can see this cold front across the Mississippi Valley that will eventually work its way eastward and through the area. So what that means is we'll have to endure this for a couple days here, but we will have a little bit of a roller coaster ride with temperatures as well, as we're pretty cool today, but as this front that's over South Carolina kind of moves northward into tomorrow, we could have a very interesting scenario with temperatures where we could be very cool in the triad, perhaps in the 40s, and then down in the southeastern counties, we could see 70s. So depending on where you are in between those areas, very interesting temperature gradient across the area. That will eventually push out of here for the middle of the week, and we will dry out for Wednesday at least, with a little bit cooler temperatures as the cold front comes through. But then as we get towards the end of the week, we have another system we have to look at, and right back into the more wet pattern. At this point, we're looking at maybe a little bit of severe potential in the far southeastern counties on Tuesday and Friday afternoons. But as far as any winter potential is concerned, right now it looks like that won't be a problem. So we'll keep an eye on that for sure, especially in those southeastern counties, east of I-95 down towards Goldsboro. And then for the weekend, we clear out again, and it looks like Saturday and Sunday, for the most part, will be dry and a little bit cooler once again. So here's that severe potential for the next 3 days, and you can see we're in general thunder on Tuesday afternoon across the eastern half of the area. In reality, we're probably, those far southeastern counties, Sampson County, Wayne County, those are the ones we might have to look at. We don't have a lot of instability at all, but we do have pretty impressive shear over the area, which would lead to maybe even some stronger gusts mixing down to the surface, even in some heavier showers without thunder. So we will have to keep that in the back of our heads as far as winds are concerned in those areas tomorrow afternoon, with gusts potentially up to in some of those stronger showers, maybe gusts up to 40 to 50 miles an hour. Looking at the precipitation pattern, you can see a little bit of that back and forth. Today, obviously wet and into tomorrow, but then Wednesday, not so much. Thursday and Friday, another round. And if you total that up for the 7 days, we're looking at about 1.5 inches plus or minus across the area, and spread out over several days like that. That's not really a recipe for a ton of flooding, so we're not expecting that. But we will have several periods of wet weather here. And to reflect that in the rivers, again, not much going on as far as flooding concerns on the main stem rivers, both currently or in the forecast. Looking ahead into the following week, you can see this very prolific signature for cold across the northwestern part of the CONUS. But as we move over towards our area, we're right on that equal chances for above or below normal temperatures, and maybe slightly above normal in the southern half of the area. Again, that is the 8 to 14 day outlook, so not this week, but the following week. And a little bit above normal on precipitation there. But it looks like we will have to, keep in mind all that cold air out to the west. Eventually, that may come eastward for sure. So again, for the week, kind of back and forth on the precipitation, but flood threat is low. Dry and cool for the weekend, and mostly above normal temperatures for much of the week, except to start out here. If you look at the 5-day forecast for Raleigh below, you see that starting on Tuesday, we've got 65, and then 59, 65, 67. So all of those numbers at or above, slightly above normal. And we'll have to monitor for that severe potential, but otherwise, at this point, not looking at much of a winter weather threat this week. And that's about it. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them in there. Otherwise, have a great week, everybody. And as always, if we can do anything to help, feel free to reach out to us. We are always here. So take care. Have a great week.